Welcome to the Discover Me podcast, where we bring you amazing people doing remarkable things in a very influential way. And today we have with us Chris McCoy, a husband, active duty military, and a personal trainer.
Welcome.
Welcome, Chris.
Thanks for having me. It's an honor to be here. Talking to two of my clients, two of my very well clients.
Yes, I am so excited to have you with us today. What is it?
You said good. I'm like, ooh.
Well, one of us are.
Yeah, for those who are listening, Brian checked in today. And Brian, he has been very consistent for 3 months, I want to say. And then today, I guess last night he decided to go have a little pizza or whatever. So no, but you two are like I can't say that you're my favorite because then I'd be singling people out, right? But both of y'all are like at the top of my list as far as like progression and very disciplined. Y'all have a very disciplined structure when it comes to my fitness programs that I send y'all. So I do appreciate y'all with that. So I definitely don't mind coming on doing a podcast with you all.
Yes, and thank you for being patient with us. I know Brian gives you a run, but it has been really, really good. Through my entire time of like trying to be active, trying to be fit, this is the time that I have felt most comfortable and confident in what I'm doing, and what you have provided has definitely assisted with my journey personally. So I definitely appreciate you and everything, all the push that you've been given over this time.
Yeah, she wasn't a believer in the weights at first.
No.
So she's like, I'm gonna try it. And now she's like, okay, I need to lift some more.
Yeah. I stick to my scale, but you have definitely, you like, we weights. And that has really transformed my body more than I've seen over my entire life. So definitely, I'm a believer.
Yeah, you burn just as much calories lifting weights, and then you're building body composition at the same time. But I'm sure that's something we can get into a little bit later. That's like digging a little deep. But
yes.
Everyone, all my clients, or at least I like for all my clients to be on weight training, not strictly just cardio. But,
for sure.
Yeah.
So just to start off, like, just tell us a little bit about who Chris McCoy is.
So my story is very boring. So wait, how deep are we getting? Are we just gonna talk about the fitness stuff, or like
whatever?
No, we want to know about you. Tell us about Chris McCoy.
All right. So like I said, my story is very boring. So I grew up with both my parents. I'm from Dallas. I was born in Long Beach, Texas, and I was raised in Dallas, or DFW area, because we moved around a little bit growing up. But I don't have a remarkable story, because you know how some people, you hear stories about people saying like where they come from, like they were growing up in this rough lifestyle. They didn't have much. Their parents are poor, and this is why I decided to go be successful, because I wanted to, I don't know, achieve something that my parents didn't, or whatever. I didn't have that. Everything was, for me, was very, not necessarily given to me, but life was very simple. I never went to sleep hungry. My parents always gave me everything I needed. So I never really had that extra drive or push to really do anything. So that's why I say my life is kind of boring, because it was like Groundhog Day. I already knew what was going to happen the next day or whatever. But I grew up in a very strict background, because I grew up in church. So my dad's he's a preacher, not a pastor. And so I was at church, 6 days of the week, all the time. So I had a very structured lifestyle in that sense, but nothing crazy. So I played football growing up. Went to 3 different high schools. Wasn't very good at football, to be honest. It was, it's hard to admit that until you get older and realize, like, okay, you actually weren't that good. Because if you was that good, you would have went on to play college ball and possibly go to the NFL or whatever. So I was just this average kid growing up. So then I joined the military. I joined the military because I didn't have a plan. So I was a goofy kid. I wasn't bad. My parents will tell you I was bad, but I wasn't a bad kid growing up. I just talked too much, as you all probably gonna see on this podcast. I just talk too much, and I'm goofy. I was always in trouble for making jokes or whatever in class, but I wasn't a bad kid. But I didn't take life as seriously as I should have, I should say. So yeah, I joined the military, security forces, and I didn't take that. I mean, I never got in trouble with that, but decided to do something different. So then I jumped into that human resources or equal opportunity world, right? So within that, I finally found time to get into let me back up a little bit. So I've always been into the fitness. So I had a fitness background. So I played football and ran track. So I've always been an athletic person, but I didn't really understand what fitness was. I would just like to play sports and stuff. So joining the military, obviously you get to use some of your physical attributes whenever you join, as far as like, doing a PT test and then going to security forces. It's a physical career field. So I've always had that background kind of fall back on. So that's kind of who I am. Now, I don't know if we want to get into what got me into fitness or whatever yet, but like I said, my story I don't have no crazy remarkable story, anything like that. It's pretty, what do you say, generic, I should say.
I don't know, generic, because most people never join the military.
Yeah.
So
No, and
Yeah.
I definitely wouldn't say generic. I think we all have a story, and no one's story is going to look the same. However, it contributes and contributes to who you are today and the decisions that you make in your character. So your story is great.
Yeah, I guess so I have a twin brother, and I guess I've always been the underdog, right? Brian, you know I had a twin brother, right?
I just found this out when you were telling me about personal training.
Oh yeah. So I have a twin brother. So he's the gifted one. He's very athletic, or I guess he still is now. He used to always outshine me in everything. So he was the athletic one. He was blessed with all the physical talent, everything. Whenever we was like little kids, he had like the 10-pack abs and all that stuff. And then playing football and stuff, he was always playing around and practicing everything. I was just telling my wife the story the other day, how he never took anything seriously either, but he was just naturally talented. So he can go out there and run 200-300 yards a game or whatever. But me and him, like I said, we didn't take life seriously, playing Texas football. School isn't as important as the field, if that makes sense.
Yeah, football is big in Texas.
Yeah, so a lot of times some of our grades are written in, we were passed some class just so we can play football. If you're good enough, you kind of get that little extra push or whatever. So I've always been the underdog because I've always been the chaser, so you kind of got to find. So what I did was, with this whole fitness thing, I kind of found my own little niche type situation. So yeah.
Okay. And that is awful.
And that's what it's about, you finding the thing that gives you the most joy, fulfills you the most. So now that we know about Chris and all about Chris's path that led him to where he is today, and I think you've already told us like what drove you to want to become a personal trainer. Was there anything else in there that made you really want to be a personal trainer?
Yeah, so personal trainer. So I actually became a personal trainer by accident. So my old coworker, she always asked me, because I got into bodybuilding in 2018. I started becoming a competitive bodybuilder in 2018. And I did my first bodybuilding show in 2019. 2018, I was getting prepared or whatever. And it's hard to find a good coach in the bodybuilding world, because there's a lot of coaches out there that are going to take your money. Because when you get into bodybuilding is very expensive. So if you're a bodybuilding coach, you make a lot of money depending on what kind of coaching you're doing. So I was just throwing away thousands of dollars to these certain coaches or whatever that wasn't really doing much for me. So you have a coach, he'll have you work out with him, but not give you a nutrition plan. You need somebody to give you a workout program without a nutrition plan as well, or he'll give you a nutrition plan without a workout program. I said that backwards. So I finally thought I found a great coach leading up to 2019. And I was getting ready for a show. I did my first show in October 2019. And leading up to the show, he was okay. Wasn't the best. He wasn't very communicative. He would just be like little one-liner email. Okay, do this, which I was fine with. But the last week, which we call it peak week in the bodybuilding world, was basically you're going to deplete your body, basically flatten out, and then you're supposed to kind of fill out leading into the show so you don't look so flat when you get into the show. So during peak week, he ghosted me. So basically I had to kind of prep myself that last 7 days or whatever, however long it was. And I was mad. I was really upset, and I went into that show stress. So when you're stressed, you have all these cortisol levels. That your cortisol levels are going to rise up, and you're going to hold all this water. So I didn't do good. I got dead last in that show. I didn't even ask the judges where I placed it. I didn't even stay back for feedback because I didn't care. I was so upset. I was ready to eat and drink some water. But yeah, he ghosted me, and then he finally responded back 2 days later saying that he didn't see my email. But that's a bad coach because leading into a show, you're supposed to be communicating with me every day. But that's getting a little too deep into that. But so leading into 2019, well, after that show, my current coach found me I guess he saw me at the show, and he found me on Instagram, and he asked to coach me. So I had him coaching me. His name's Nick, by the way. So he's still coaching me today. And I like his structure because his idea of becoming a personal trainer, the reason why he became a coach is because he wanted to be the coach that he's never had. And I was like, I like that. That's a great philosophy to have. So he's a great coach. He helped me for my 2020 show last year, but last year was a mess because of COVID and stuff. So yeah, I didn't have everything I needed for that show, not making any excuses or anything like that. But I didn't have what I needed to get ready for 2020. And it was a stressful year anyway in 2020 for everybody. So I didn't do too well last year, but basically towards the end of 2020, my coworker at the time, Sade, you know who she is, I'm sure. I don't know if you know, I'm sorry, Levon, I don't know if you know who Sade is, but she's in the EO world. Okay, you do? Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah, so she kept asking me to coach her. I kept telling her, no, I'm not coaching you. Like, I don't know what I'm doing. I didn't want to do it because I was like, I know when it comes to the fitness world, having someone tell you what to do in the fitness, when it comes to like working out and eating and stuff, it's hard to follow that, as you all know now. It's hard to it's hard to basically throw away your bad habits and jump into a clean diet like cold turkey. And that's what she wanted to do. And I was like, I can't do it because I don't have the patience for it. So she kept asking me, I was like, fine, I'm gonna do it. But the minute you mess up, I was like, I'm done. I'm not helping you. I didn't want to do it. I didn't want to do it at all. So it was crazy because throughout that whole process, she started making these fast progression periods, and she kept losing weight. And then you see these abs and stuff coming. Then she started to get vascular and stuff. I was like, what the heck? I'm not gonna cuss in y'all's podcast. But I was like, what the heck? I was like, what's going on? She's like, I'm just doing everything you're telling me to do. I was like, and I kind of shocked myself, like, this is working? And she was like, yeah. She was like, you know what you're doing? I was like, no, I'm just doing what I've been told to do over the past years or whatever. Because I've had coaches all the way since 2012, all the way up to now. I've always had a coach, so I learned these things, but I never been able to tell other people stuff. So I was like, so I finished her, and there's like if you go to my Instagram, then you can see like these progress. You can see the progress between her then and now. And it's ridiculous. I didn't expect for her to come out that way because she was, and another reason why I didn't want to coach her is because she was already eating healthy. So I was like, you already eat healthy. Like all you have to do is just cut your carbs or whatever and do little manipulations or whatever like that. So with her, I didn't expect to see that huge of a progress because she was already working out and she was already eating healthy. So then that's something ticked in my head. I was like, there's a lot of people, even myself, that have issues with trying to progress. I'm going to the gym every day. I'm eating good, but there's nothing changing with my body. And I was like, she's not the only one that's like this. So then it kind of let me tap into, let me get this certification. Let me train a couple other people for free and let's see what's going on with them. So then you see these little changes or whatever. All people need is a little structure in their diet. Like just little tweaks. It's very small tweaks and stuff. And people Google these diet plans. I want to do the lemonade diet and all this other stuff. Like all that stuff doesn't work. You can still eat regular food and still lose weight. So then I went and got my certification, and I'm a certified trainer. And now I actually fell in love with it because you see every week, like I love my Saturdays. My Saturdays are busy, but I love them because you see the progression that I'm getting from all my clients that I have. Sorry, I'm like the most unstructured speaker ever.
No, it's good. Don't worry, I have questions for you.
She does.
Yeah. So go ahead and ask your questions. I don't want to answer all the questions.
No. Go ahead. Don't worry. I have them. I'm ready.
Okay. So yeah, like I said, I love my Saturdays because I see all the progress that all my clients are making. And it's just, so for me, what made me want to continue doing online coaching is the fact that there's a lot of people out there struggling. And like I said, including myself with struggling. Oof. I don't know. It's just, it bothers me that that, like, especially in the Black community, there's a lot of people that are just uneducated when it comes to fitness stuff. And it's not their fault. We're genetically, what do you call it? Genetically manipulated to think a certain way. So you say like Black people love fried chicken. They associate Black people with fried chicken or fried foods, period. Like, no, it's not this. We're just, a lot of us are uneducated. We're just learning from our past, like the way that our parents grew up and the way that their parents grew up. That's just the way that they're going to eat or whatever. So with me, I'm just simply trying to help people. That's it.
That's
everything.
We were just talking, I think it was Thanksgiving. Like this last Christmas and Thanksgiving was the first time that we didn't do the big meals. Yeah. And I was like, it's because traditionally, like, we've convinced ourselves that this is what you got to eat. But like, who says you got to eat 2 plates full on Thanksgiving? Yeah. Was that ever good? At that point too, that was also when I realized I had gained like, I think it was like 40 pounds during COVID.
Yeah, well, we're not going to talk about COVID and its effect on us and our weight.
Because why?
it was rough. But yeah. I do want to go back to, I absolutely love the story about Sade and how she like convinced you or made you realize that people need this. And oh my gosh, I agree. Her story sounds a lot like my story. That's me. Like I work out, I eat healthy, but like plateau all the time. And I'm just stuck and I don't know what to do. So I just continue to just do what I'm doing and continue to stay stuck and become complacent with where I am. Although in my mind, I want to be somewhere else. I just needed someone to tell me, because like you said, out on the internet, I probably have been that person who I will try just about anything, but for you and what you're doing, it provides you exactly what you need to do. And it's simple and it changes your mind. It changes your lifestyle. It's not just about changing my diet or going to work out. It changes my entire lifestyle and my mindset on the foods that I eat and how I only need them to nourish my body. And that workout and having an accountability person. I can tell you have been accountability that I have needed. But those little things, and I think we all are looking for that. Just like you said, we're struggling with that. And I just need somebody to tell me my mind is ready. I just need you to tell me how to do it, because what I'm doing is just not working.
If you think about it, remember there was a time like she was running, like you were running like 6, 8, 9 miles a day, and her body wasn't transforming as quick.
Nope.
Yeah.
Now just doing like 40 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So have you ever looked at like marathon runners, like how some of them are built?
Yes.
Yeah.
They come in all shapes and sizes and stuff. So if you look at that, you can really, the diet is the diet is the structure, or not the structure, is the core of all fitness, right? All fitness related things. I mean, obviously you can go, I don't want to say anybody can go out there and run a marathon, but if you're capable of doing it, you can do that. But when it comes to changing the body, it's all about what you're putting in your body and stuff. So everything on my plan that I give everyone, there's a reason behind everything that's on there. I don't put things on there just because. Like everything is like kimchi or sauerkraut. You see stuff on my plan, like, you like sauerkraut?
No, kimchi.
Oh, kimchi, yeah.
I like, give me the
peppers. Because I want to say a lot of people don't like sauerkraut because I'm not a fan of sauerkraut. And then you got pickles and stuff, like all that stuff is good. So as far as like, yes, I want your body to change and adjust, and I want you to lose body fat and all that other stuff. But I also want you to be energetic. I want you to feel good, and I want you to be healthy. I want your gut bacteria, your gut health to be good as well. I don't know how many times, but let me ask y'all this question. Within the past 3 months that you've been with me, how many times have you been sick besides getting the COVID shot? That doesn't count.
Well, I wasn't sick with my COVID shot.
Don't ask her
So
about
we
that
just
little
gonna,
shot.
My
breeze
wife's
on
the
by
same
that
way.
for me.
Yeah, my wife's the same
But
way.
none have not been sick at
Yeah.
all.
Sick. I
Nope.
don't think I used to have like headaches and stuff. I haven't really had like a headache other than COVID. And like I'm more alert too. So I'll give you that one. I think I just told you that the other day. You always
Yeah.
ask like, how's my energy? I'm like, man, I'm way more awake.
Yes. Yes.
So I focus on all that stuff. And when I got my certification, it was easy for me because I already knew everything that they were teaching me just based off all the experience that I had over the past, 10 years now, since I've been into the fitness world or whatever. But yeah, so fixing your gut health and all that stuff that's gonna like, you're not gonna really get sick. None of my clients have ever, at least they haven't told me that they've been sick. And the only, like, for me, since I just started in January, in this COVID shot that's rolling out, that's the only time they've been sick is off the COVID shot. Well, apparently Lavana hadn't gotten sick. Actually, you know what? I don't think really many of my female clients has really gotten sick off that COVID shot. That was something else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
But
don't get in the same shot.
Oh, that's what it is.
yeah. So I focus on health, and then for me, I've been the person that will Google diet plans just like you, Lavana, and that it just doesn't work because they overcomplicate certain things.
Yeah.
So for me, I keep everything simple. I keep everything in grams. Some people that don't have a scale, I might measure stuff in cups, but I make it very simple in the sense of you don't have to think much. All you have to do is know how much you're eating, and that's it. You don't have to worry about the whole, I don't know if you heard of if it fits your macros, that where you have to, there are some coaches that give you like 200 grams of protein, 500 grams of carbs, and 35 grams of fat. That's just an example, right? But the client has to figure out what to eat that day, as far as like trying to figure out how much protein is in this. I was like, no, we don't have time for that. I like, well, not me. I don't have time for that, and you don't have time for that. I want to get you everything I want to make sure everybody get their money's worth from the program and make it very simple for them. So that's why I became a coach too, because I've been given those complicated diets from other coaches in the past. And I will never ever do things like if it fits your macros. I'm never going to do that. I'm very hands-on. We dig into the weeds in the programs that I do.
Well, I appreciate you not doing that because I would have left. I cannot figure that out for nothing in this world. So I appreciate you not doing that. Your plan tells exactly what I am supposed to do at what hour of the day. No, it's perfect. It is perfect.
Should be taking my little extra stuff off. Like I can put like a whole piece of chicken over there.
Accountability partner.
Like, wait, is it supposed to be there? I'm like, it's like 10 extra grams.
Accountability partner. He needs it. He needs it.
And I'll tell you, Brian, you've been doing good too, I guess, with the help of your wife. But no, y'all been doing it though. You said something that just reminded me of something. I forgot what it was. I gotta start writing stuff down. I'm getting old.
Just you. I was gonna say we all are, but it's just you. Since you want to admit it.
So I know, like for me, the reason like I try to stick with the plan is because I need like accountability, man. Like I told you in the beginning, like don't give me a cheat meal because I'll take 3. It's just I can't even help it. It just happens. So why do you think most people seek out like assistance for like a personal trainer though?
Well, actually, I feel like it's contrary to that, to be honest. Yeah, you got people that seek out personal trainers because they need help because like people like Lavana, you have people that are very athletic and that eat healthy, but they're not seeing any changes. So they want to get a coach to see if that's gonna help them out a little bit. But I also see people that don't like to be told what to do, or they just simply don't listen. But people come to a coach just simply because they need some help. And it's very simple. But you have people that, like, for me, people always ask me, why do you have a coach if you're a certified coach or whatever? I don't want to think about. I need an accountability partner. So that's another reason why people want to have an online coach or seek a fitness coach or whatever. So accountability partner, and then I don't want to have to think about what it is I have to do. I want somebody else to do the thinking for me.
Yeah.
Same.
So what's the most rewarding and challenging part of being a personal trainer or a coach?
So the most rewarding part is when I hear people say that they feel that they're feeling better. Like I said earlier, I do want you to lose your body fat. I don't want your weight to go down. Or I even have some people in both programs that are gaining weight, that too. But I do like hearing that your body's reaching your goals. But I like hearing people say that they're feeling better and that they're more energetic, because that's more important to me. Your image is one thing, but the inside, like the mind and the mentality and all that stuff, that's even more important for me. Because if you feel good now, and then let's say you get off the program and you go start eating like crap again, you're gonna start feeling like crap again, and you're gonna start getting sick. Then you hopefully, what I'm hoping that's gonna happen is they revert back to the plan. Not necessarily revert back to me as a coach, but revert back to eating how they were eating when they were on the plan. So even if like you don't want to hire me as a coach again, as long as you eat similar to how you're eating now, you will be all right. Yeah, you might put on some fat or whatever, but that's fine as long as you feel good. What was the question? Oh, the challenge. So yeah, the most challenging part, I don't know how to answer this one. The most challenging part for me is trying to keep certain people motivated in the program. So you have people that do everything, at least they tell me that they're doing everything that they say they're doing on the plan, and then the program's still not working. So for me, since it's online, I'm not there with you. I don't know exactly what you're doing, or if you're training hard, or if you're cheating on your diet plans. That's the hardest part for me, is being an online coach. That's the piece I don't like, is the fact that I can't be there. For some of my coaches that are over here, so I live in the UK. So for some of my clients that are here in the UK, yeah, I can go train with them a couple times or whatever. Like I had one of my clients that just wasn't training hard enough, or they were taking like 5-10 minutes in between each sets, and they're talking about my workouts take like 3 hours, and I find out why it's taking 3 hours. And I'm wondering, and I'm hoping that there's not other clients out there that's doing stuff like that, So that's the challenging piece, is the fact that it is all online. And then for me, I'm very passionate about fitness. So whenever people tell me, and this is more of a pet peeve, than a challenge. I'm very deep into the fitness world. So when people tell me that they didn't feel like doing it, or they were too tired to do something, that really bothers me, because I'm tired too all the time. I'm a busy person, and it's not necessarily finding time. I mean, I don't know how many times you walking down the street and you found some time. You're not going to find time. You have to make the time. So that's another challenge / pet peeve for me when it comes to people, when it comes to online coaching. I know y'all joke around in the Facebook group that I have. So there's a private Facebook group for those that are listening. Everybody jokes around how I'm always yelling at people and stuff. I'm like, I'm not yelling at anyone. I promise.
You did call me a kid one day.
I didn't call you a kid. What did I say?
Oh,
I said I ate some candy, and you're like, "What are you, 12?"
Exactly. I just asked the question. And then you didn't. It wasn't just any candy. You said you was eating Smart Tarts or something like that. Them
little sweethearts for Valentine's Day.
Yeah, man. I'm not got time for that.
And speaking of that, Paige, I really appreciate that forum where it's a time for all of your clients to really check in. Like when someone's asking a question, it's already gone through the rest of our minds, or it's going to come up, and we can just relate back to that. So I appreciate that forum where all of your clients have an opportunity to, I guess, like be accountability partners too, without even saying that we're accountability partners, but just to know that someone else is either struggling with something or have a question that I've had a question to. It's a great forum for that.
And it's funny.
It can't, yeah. There's some funny people on there. So the intention of that was that was just simply supposed to be just a Q&A forum for people, because there's a lot of people that won't ask questions because they're afraid of asking questions. That the whole saying of people are afraid to ask that stupid question, but it's really, when it comes to fitness, there is no stupid question. So the purpose of that was for people to ask questions to answer, so I can answer the question. Not only like I kept answering the same question over and over in private conversations, when I can answer this question publicly, as long as it's not nothing too private or whatever. Yeah. That's what that was for. It's just so it's be simply a Q&A forum or a FAQ forum type situation. Then it turned into a community.
Yeah.
So the idea, I was gonna, after you're done with your program, I was gonna kick you out. I was like, no, I'm not kicking people out. Just keep everybody in, because this is the fitness community. There's other people struggling, you know. And once you leave, you can always revert back to the page. I'm stuttering, I'm remixing stuff over here. I was revert back to the page and see some of those questions that I'm answering. But yeah, it is funny, and I'm glad, I'm loving what the page is turning into.
Yes.
Would you ever see like letting people people in that just have general questions like?
No,
because
then it'll turn into more than what it's supposed to be at that point. Because you start letting random people in, and people start answering certain questions based off something that they heard off Google or something like that. Yeah. I like sometimes I have to go in and delete some of the comments. So someone may say something, I'm like, no, you shouldn't be doing that, and I don't want no one else getting that idea either. Like, let's say, I don't know, what's an example? Like, let's say someone threw pork on there, like a pork steak or something like that, instead of ground beef or something like that. It's like, no, you can't. Don't say that. They're like. Someone might listen to you, and I don't want them to get any crazy ideas or anything like that.
Just asking for a friend. I think that was the funniest comment I saw on there.
Stick to the plan.
Oh yeah, what was that one? Asking for.
She was like, she had something like, "Can I substitute something for whatever?" She's like, asking for a friend. And you were like, "Well, I'm not gonna answer that since you're asking for a friend, but just had that friend come talk to me about fitness advice." And she was like, "I'm asking for me. Just answer the question."
Oh yeah, I think it was like some type of fish or something like that. It was like crawfish or something like that. Yeah. But yeah, man, I love it though. I love the people in there. Like, I love all my clients. My clients are crazy. I got some of the craziest clients in the world, but some of the best clients in the world.
Yes.
Everybody's getting results. That's
exactly.
Yeah. Everybody is getting results. And then going back to the challenge pieces, especially like people like that are like couple clients. You have some couples like y'all are pretty good, but there are some couples where they're moving at certain speeds, and it's hard to motivate the other person that's not moving at the same speed. I have to let you all know that everybody's body is different. You're not going to lose the same weight, especially if it's a male, female. Males, we lose weight a heck of a lot faster than females do. The female body is very tricky. You can be perfect and then you'll gain weight. And that's because you're hormonal and stuff. And we had that. I know we had the issue with you, LaVonna. But LaVonna, you killing it. Like everyone's impressed with. Now you are too, Brian. But obviously you're not taking model photos like LaVonna is in these fitness.
I still like I said, I gained 40 pounds during COVID, and with your plan, I lost 30 so far. So I got to get back to where I was before, and then I got to try to lose. So.
And I, Chris, you like said it all when you talk about the male and the female. A long time ago, Brian and I would work out. I work harder, like 2 hours, 30 minutes. Yeah. Lost 5 pounds, lost 0. And I'm like, what the heck? Excuse me, what is going on? Yeah. And eventually I figured out, I did a lot of research, like men just lose weight a lot quicker than we do. But what I figured out between us, and the reason that I don't like compare myself to Brian anymore, is that my body will change faster than Brian's. He'll lose all the weight, but my body changes.
Her look is different.
Yes, my look is very different. And I have started to accept that is just the way it is. And I can't compare myself, just like I can't compare myself to any other woman. I definitely can't compare myself to a man or anybody when we talk about fitness. Like, I just have to pay attention to my body and celebrate the wins, whether it's weight or inches. I just need to celebrate it and know that it just is what it is.
It was the weight. You used to worry about the weight.
Yep. I am a weight person.
I was like, man, I used to go run like every morning, then lift weights on lunch, and then go run after, but I would eat like two Whoppers or something.
Yeah, counterintuitive.
I wasn't gaining like any weight back though. But then now, like at 35, eat pizza or a Whopper, and it's like a whole 2 pounds. You're like, man, that wasn't even 2 pounds of food. Yeah. I don't even know what happened.
Yeah, so if you go look at the Whopper too, and like, I don't know how many calories in the Whopper. Was it like 800-900 calories on the Whopper?
It's like the 12.
And then think about, I don't know if do y'all have Apple Watches? Do y'all like your Apple Watches whenever y'all train?
Yes. Yeah. Sometimes we forget to get them on, but yes.
Yeah, legit. I forget like every morning.
it's not the most accurate way of reading, but it's pretty close as far as like how many calories or whatever that you're burning. Now, think how long it takes for you to burn 900 calories or 1,200 calories. I think a Whoppers might be like 1,500 calories.
It's got to be. That ain't even counting the fries and the drink.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, think of how long it takes. It takes like some people, it takes a day to burn that many calories. So people they'll have fast food meals 3 or 4 times a day, and then they'll work out. But I'm like, it doesn't work like that. Some people just simply like to work out. That's how I was at first. So my body didn't start changing until 2018 when I started getting to the bodybuilding world. You learn a lot when you come into like, if you want to learn everything that you need to know about bodybuilding or about the fitness community, sign up for a bodybuilding show and force yourself to learn, because you have to learn all this stuff when you get into a show or whatever. What the heck was I getting to? What was I talking about?
Well, I do have a question, and so you're a personal trainer, but do you see in the future possibly being a bodybuilding coach?
No, that's an honest question, and I'll tell you exactly why. So for me, I don't feel comfortable coaching somebody to reach a goal that I haven't even reached myself yet.
Okay.
Yeah. So does that make sense?
No, yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah. So,
but you're gonna get there. So then, once you get there, would you coach someone?
I think once I get there, and I have a full understanding of how, because I haven't. So for me, I haven't figured out my body. I always struggle with the conditioning. I always struggle with getting my body fat down to like 5%, because my body's just, I have stubborn fat on my body. So I don't think I'm interested in being a bodybuilding coach, because people that's in I'm interested in helping people with lifestyle changes.
Gotcha. Okay.
Bodybuilding, they know exactly what they're doing. That's a different world. And I don't want to jump into that, because then I got to learn, because there's people in bodybuilding that does drugs like steroids and stuff like that. I got to go learn all that. And I'm tired of learning stuff, to be honest. Like after I get done with this master's program, I just want to like turn my brain in for something else. I'm tired of learning stuff. It gets old after a while. So I don't know. And hold me to it. I don't ever plan on training anyone else. I can train someone, but I don't ever think I can actually be a bodybuilding coach.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry, go ahead.
I'll train people all day, like for bodybuilding competitions, but as far as being their coach, like talking about tweaking diets and all that stuff, no, I can't do that.
I told you just need to start like a class, man.
Yeah, I remember you telling me to do the Zoom class or something like that.
Yeah, it's like a class, man. Everybody, like, I'm gonna tell you, at first I was like, I never had like a train. Well, I did. I had someone from college training one time, but I didn't follow his plan at all. I think I gained weight on his plan.
I didn't.
Yeah, I was just that was those days of like me running, and like I wasn't like literally though, like when I was running, like I wasn't really gaining weight unless I stopped running. But if I didn't run for like a week, then I would gain like 2 or 3 pounds. I'm like, man, that's crazy. But as long as I was running, I wasn't. But I think my metabolism was just higher. So with this one, this is me learning that like, man, my metabolism is not going to outwork this diet, especially during COVID. so I had to get it together. But yeah, I think I was like, man, just seeing everybody's body transform. Like when I saw Jolly's pictures, because I remember like she was never fat, but like I was like, she got abs. Like that's crazy. Like she ain't never. I don't remember her following no diet when we was in tech school. She never got abs. That's legit. And then you posted somebody else. I was like, okay, that's 2 people. And I was showing Vanna, and she was like, oh, I think I want to sign up.
Yeah. And these people that are like, there's like no one has these crazy genetics that I'm coaching. I have one that I don't think you know her. She's in the group, but I'm really excited to show her progress. And I like, it's one of those things where I want to show now, but I'm like, no, let's wait a little bit longer. Let's wait a little bit longer, because this one's crazy. Like Lavana's, yours is crazy, but this is one that you want to like, because I haven't posted anyone in a while. I need to actually post somebody here pretty soon, actually. But this one, I'm excited for this person. I get good check-ins every week, but it's hard. Like when you're going from week to week, there's not going to be that many changes. Like you're going to see different changes within like 2-3 weeks or whatever, but like week to week, that's why I don't see me posting too often. But yeah, like you were saying with that, like what? So I want to go back to the question what you said. So why didn't you follow your old coach's plan?
Yeah, I wasn't like ready. Like I felt I knew that all I had to do was just work out, and the weight was going to drop right back off. but I was younger then too. I was probably like,
Okay.
20,
Yeah.
28, something.
Yeah.
So it literally would jump right back off. I would go to this what Amanda was talking about. Like I would go to the gym for like a month straight, and like I lost all 10 or 15 pounds my PT test like within like the first 2 weeks of it probably. Okay. Like now I'm back where I was, but now like this last test I prepped for, I was like, man, I never got back where I thought I was supposed to be. Not only did I not get there, I gained like even more weight.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, I ain't did no PT test in like 3 years, man.
none of us.
Yeah.
So, were you gonna jump into it?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. So at this point, we want to jump into a game that we call Quick Six, where we ask you 6 questions and then you answer with the first thing that comes to mind.
Oh gosh. Okay.
They're good questions though.
Yeah.
So
beef or chicken?
Beef.
Nikon or Canon?
Canon.
Texans or Cowboys?
Ooh, Texans.
What?
Really, neither one of those, to be honest, but I'll take Texans over Cowboys all day.
Okay.
Apple or Android?
Apple.
Vacation, islands or European vacation?
Ooh, that's a tough one.
Mm-hmm.
Islands.
Okay.
All right. Would you rather have a phone call or a text?
Text.
Okay.
Wait, that was a trick question. I prefer a phone call, but I'd rather you text me. Let me know that you're calling. I don't like surprise phone calls, but I love phone calls.
No.
Yeah, I'm a phone call person. Like I'm horrible with responding to text. You call me, I'm gonna talk to you all day long.
She ain't lying, man. Her friends, like, I'm surprised I'm like, why are you still your friend? Because she'll be like, yeah, I was talking to Carrie or somebody the other day, and then like we look at it, and I'm like, yo, the last message was like, did you realize that she messaged you? No, I haven't looked at like she just heard. I text her, McCoy. I can text her, and then I'll come home and be like, yeah, I told you in a text yesterday. Oh, did you? Like she don't never pay attention to text.
Yeah, I'm a phone call. So no, it's not a trick question. That is true life. That's life happening.
Call her, you'll get her. You text her, you're gonna think she acting funny.
And I'm not. I promise.
I probably, before I got into coaching, I probably was the same way, but now I have people messaging me on all different platforms that I don't want to leave anybody hanging, so I always have to constantly make sure I'm checking everything. So
yeah, I know. I'll be on Facebook getting you up.
Yeah. Was that 6 questions already?
Yeah, that was 6.
Yeah, you answered a lot quicker than some people.
Oh yeah, but the hard one was the Texans and Cowboys one. I'm a Steelers fan, so.
Oh, okay.
Like I would have had to think a lot longer with Quick Six. I don't think I could be like a just straight.
No,
I'm like, man, let me think.
Because you're very analytical.
He is. Yes, he is.
How you?
I know. Remember when you were leaving me out there? Where were we at? In Qatar.
Man, get out of here.
Yeah, he's very analytical.
Yes, he is.
Yeah. I'm told me and Brian are totally different.
Same here, but it works though. Like only one person needs to be like that. So
it works sometimes.
Yeah, no, all the time.
She just be like, whatever.
Okay, so what advice would you give someone who is struggling either with their weight or getting to their ideal body?
Get into their ideal body. Advice I would give, be realistic in your approach. So look at what can you, like, look at your work schedule and see what can you sacrifice? Are you willing to sacrifice anything if your body's not where you are right now? I would say, so start eliminating those things that you are willing to sacrifice. Hire me. No, I'm playing.
That's a good one.
Yeah, little plug. But yeah, I don't know. With advice, just find something that works for you. Don't just do like if you don't just jump into anything without knowing what it is. You know, find something that works for you, work for your schedule. Like I always ask people whenever they sign up for me, can you do fasted cardio? And the reason I ask that because there's a lot of people that if your work schedule doesn't permit that, it's not going to happen. And if it's not going to happen, you're not going to be successful. That if I write in your plan, you're not doing this, you're not going to be successful in the plan. So make sure something actually fits your work schedule, or if you work at all, when it comes to like the diet plan and stuff like that. And then just be real and honest with yourself. Do you really want to lose the weight? And are you willing to work hard? You know, That's the advice I give. Just ask yourself those 2 questions. And then if you can answer yes to both those questions, find someone that can help you do that. You know?
That's good, because those are things that can definitely keep someone from moving forward. So I like them.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Chris, thank you for taking the time to sit with us, and to let people know how you became a personal trainer, like why you're so passionate about it. The information you provided has been very informative, and hopefully not just for us, but hopefully for others as well.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I was just gonna say I appreciate y'all for having me on, but you look like you're about to say something.
No, I was just going to say, like, how can people reach out to you?
Okay, so you can send me, you can DM me on Instagram at C_McCoy Fitness, or you can shoot me an email at cmccoyfitness18@gmail.com. I got so many usernames in my head, so that's why I'm looking at.
They all different on different platforms, but we're gonna put it in the bottom anyway.
Yeah, so. We will.
Yeah. Just shoot me a message, and then we can fill out this form and get you started.
Okay, and right. I highly recommend it. We've been with Chris for a little while now, 3 months now.
It kind of flew by faster than I thought it would, with the diet part.
And certified, he's on point. So definitely reach out to Chris if you are looking to take that step to getting to your ideal weight or that ideal body that you've been seeking and probably been having trouble getting to.
Yeah.
Other than that, thank you, Chris. Thank you again and again, not just for, your plan and being patient with us, but sitting with us today.
Thank you for being patient with me. This was fun. And thank you for putting up with my craziness. I know I'm all over the place. I'm not the best person to interview.
No. It's been great.
It's good.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah. All right. Well,
thank you.
Take it easy. I'm about to get back to these plans. I haven't even read y'all's emails yet. So let's see what this looks like.
Let me end this whole thing too. All right, man.
All right. Peace.